Well, lore lovers, it's that time again. As time passes, the sun moves into another part of the zodiac, and it's time to talk about it again. This time it's Libra.
Yes! I'm excited for this one.
I thought you didn't believe in astrology.
I don't, but I'm a Libra, so I'm kinda interested on how accurate it actually is.
Didn't you say they're just generalized terms so anybody can latch on to them?
Just let me have this.
Alright, let's jump in then. From September 23rd to October 22nd, it's Libra's time to shine. The sign of the scales, balance, justice.
You know, growing up I hated being a Libra,
Oh yeah? Why is that?
because everybody else was something cool. Twins, a bull, a lion. I was scales. And at first I thought, awesome, that means I'm a snake. But then I learned it was scales for balancing stuff. I was pretty bummed.
That must have been tough.
Yeah, I wish I was a goatfish.
You mean a Capricorn?
Or that too.
No, that's what they're called.
I try not to call people names, Tara.
You're impossible, I swear. But yes, you're right. Libra is the only part of the zodiac not represented by a person or animal in its constellation. And compared to the rest of the zodiac, Libra is relatively new. Before Virgo took the claws from Scorpio for her scales, Libra's constellation was actually Virgo's scales. And even before that, it was considered part of Scorpio's claws. And evidence of that can still be seen in its constellation today. In the constellation that make up Libra, two of the stars' names are still Arabic for North Claw and South Claw, representing Scorpio's claws. We don't really see myths, legends, or history revolving around Libra like we do other signs. But in modern society, we actually reference Libra quite often, especially if you're in the United States. The abbreviation for pounds, LB, is actually in reference to Libra being scales, being the first and third letter of the name. Libra was first invented just 3,500 years ago by the Romans. And back then, it started on the autumnal equinox. This is where the day was the same length as the night. This coincides with Libra being scales for balance. Because of this, Libra is often linked to Themis or Themis, the Greek goddess of justice and truth. We often see near places of law a woman blindfolded holding up a pair of scales, and this was in reference to blind justice, also referencing this Greek goddess. To the Romans, Libra was more than just a sign of balance or justice. It was also a sign for good commerce or a savvy businessman. Now, balance used to mean so much more than it does today, especially in nature. Before artificial light was created, our lives revolved around the sun. Even today, if some plants or animals don't get a certain amount of either light or darkness, it throws them off their own balance and they begin acting abnormal, or even die. And Libra reflected this. It was a call to balance everything, good and bad, light and dark. Ancient people recognized this, that you needed a little of both to live a happy and true life. Even before the Romans, the Babylonians recognized this string of stars as meaning balance, though back then it wasn't officially recognized as a sign of the zodiac. The Babylonians called it Zib, Ba, and Na, which translates into the balance of heaven. Libras are also known to be indecisive,
I can't decide if I'm indecisive.
avoids confrontation, falls often into self-pity, and can hold on to grudges.
That is totally you, especially holding grudges.
I do not. Why do you say that?
Well, let's think about it. You hate goats.
It stole my tooth. I don't like teeth stealers.
I rest my case.
Libras are also cooperative, diplomatic, gracious, fair-minded, and social. Often, a Libra is accused of not caring, as they can detach themselves from situations more easily than other people. They also love harmony, gentleness, sharing, and the outdoors. But they hate violence, injustice, loudmouths, and conformity. Though they do appreciate tradition as well, but really only when it suits them. They care for others, are fiercely loyal, and love hard. They especially hate being alone and are fascinated by balance and things being fair.
I mean, they are just generalized terms. But it sounds like a character profile of yourself.
Really? I don't think so. I'm not really obsessed with balance.
Yeah, remember when we were little? Your chewing habits?
Not at all. Let's move on.
She used to eat her food in balance. Half the food she would chew on the left side of her mouth, and the other half on the right side of her mouth.
I was worried about only that one half of me growing.
And people think I'm the weird one.
Moving on. Often among Libra, they are insecure. They frequently feel not necessarily unwanted, but unsure of where they actually belong. This can lead to low self-esteem, which fuels the self-pity that I mentioned earlier. And if you bring up my low self-esteem, I swear I will throttle you.
Guess I didn't need to.
Libra is between two contrasting signs. Virgo and Scorpio are exact opposite of each other in terms of personality. And this reflects Libra forever searching for where they belong and maintaining balance, not only within themselves, but with things they can control. Well, lore lovers, what do you think? Are you a Libra? If so, does it sound like you? Do you know a Libra? Or is this not even close? How do you feel about Libra having such little myths and legends behind it compared to other signs? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you liked today's video, be sure to like and subscribe, and hit the bell notification icon to be alerted for when the next video becomes available. Be sure to also share this video so the Libras in your life can learn a little bit more about themselves. And until next time, lore lovers.